Okay, where we left off last time, we wanted our Wumpuses to chase players, and then awkwardly, player was not an entity. So let's make players be an entity. It seems like, if we've done this right, a player should be a moving entity, because that kind of fits. It's just that what makes the player different from the rest of the moving entities is our keyboard controls the player. So let's do this. We'll have player extends moving entity, which now means that all this stuff is getting inherited. IsSolid is not getting inherited. Name doesn't get inherited, but speed does. Number of steps does not. I forget what that's even used for. Is moving does not. Moving dir does not. Input handlers does not. Does not. Tick count does. Oops. So I'm deleting all the things that are getting inherited. Sprite sheet gets inherited. Okay, so these things go. This goes. These things go. Let's call super. So what's our moving entity expect? XY sprite sheet level speed. So XY sheet level, and then what should we do for our speed? We'll do this player speed. We'll make a constant inside the player class. Up here, so player speed will be 10. Okay, great. Alright, so let's think about this. We'll come back to move in a minute. So all the things that are getting inherited, let's delete those. So let's delete X, Y, all this all. Let's delete tick and render we're going to need still. Will collide with tile. This is maybe now going to get handled. Or at least this exists. We already have this method in our parent, so let's delete it from here. These other things, okay. So we're missing left X, top X, we're missing all these. So these should probably be methods inside entity also, because they're helpful getter methods. So let's just implement them. So top Y is Y. Bottom Y is Y plus height. Left X is the same thing as X. Right X is the same thing as X plus width. So I think that's maybe all of them. So those are now happy. Will collided with tile I renamed to will collide with tile. So that's fixed now. And the only thing we don't have is speed, because it's not visible. Not visible means it's in the parent, but I want to make it protected instead of private. X speed, Y speed, on the other hand, I will make private. Okay, so here we are back in player. Nope. Here we are back in player. So the only thing that's wrong now is we haven't implemented what? We haven't implemented move. Well, it seemed like we had a move method, so what was going on there? Let's go back up and find move. So here's move. But our move takes a dx dy, so it's our like kind of special purpose move. So let's create our own move method. Public void move. Great. So what do we want to do when we're moving? Well, that's what's happening inside tick right now. So tick, it's like we're going to figure out how to handle the input properly to decide what it is we're going to do. So I'm going to actually cut all this out of tick, and I'm going to put it inside move. Oh, wait, what did I just do? Didn't cut out enough. Okay, so I'm just going to move. So, in other words, this is really the same thing as all the other ones. Inside a tick, we run move. Only the difference is all of our enemy things, like Wumpus, we're going to run one of the provided move methods out of MovingEntity. For the player's different, so we're not going to run a provided move method. Instead, we're going to have our own move method that has to do with the keyboard input. So let's see what's going to happen. We're deciding where we're going to go, blah, blah, blah. And then move is where we actually do it. And then tick count plus plus, we're not going to do that because that's, so actually that should be inside tick. Alright, so I think this is going to handle all the movement that needs happening. Let's just double check to make sure it really is. So move, dx, dy. We're changing our own xy coordinates. Okay, so this is definitely moving us. We could do potentially better because right now, I guess we could move more of this inside MovingEntity potentially, but this is definitely going to reproduce what we wanted it to reproduce. Let's just make sure by running the game. Oh, I forgot. Move toward entity is still not there. So for the moment, I'm going to remove all of our Wumpuses so that I can just make sure that the player is going to work. And what's the problem here? X is undefined for type player because now it's called left X, and this is called top Y. Or we could call it get X, get Y, because those are the same thing. Maybe that's better. Let's call it get X and get Y. Want to make sure the player is going to work. Here's my player, and it looks like the player still works.